when someone from the black community gets online and says some colorish.
Bitches like this, I can't stand. Bitches like this, I can't stand. I cannot stand. First of all, bitch. First of all, how do you know what that girl is talking about in her video? How do you not know that's what she experienced in her life? Y'all think that as soon as a light-skinned bitch say that she got bullied by a dark-skinned bitch, it's automatically lies. No! Them bitches be bullies. They do. It's not rocket science. It's not. It's not. And I'm sorry to hurt you bitches' feelings, because I know how y'all hate when another bitch, especially if she's closer to skin tone than y'all, don't agree with y'all. But that girl was not dark skinned. That girl is not dark skinned. That girl is brown skinned with pretty features and nice pretty hair. And you bitches trying to make that girl feel like she ain't shit and how she shouldn't love herself and this, that, and third, telling her she hate herself, all because of what she said on her platform from her mouth. We don't know that girl. We don't know what she experienced in her life. How she feel is how she feel at the end of the motherfucking day. And this is why people be feeling a certain type of way about y'all, because y'all bitches be coming off weird as fuck.
Well, good evening. Since we talked about I think I'm light-skinned Isma, I'm going to segue right into it. There are a lot of people who were confused about a video that I put out a little while ago where I was talking about Black women having colorism as their blondness, where you see a lot of white women who are clearly brunettes going, oh, I'm a strawberry blonde, I'm a dirty blonde, I'm a little. It's the same thing. And you have a caramel latte going, I get special privileges because I'm light skinned and you just don't like me because you're dark skinned. Blah, 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 blah. And as someone who understands lighting, and depending on the lighting that I'm in, people can get the wrong impression of my complexion. I don't care. I'm still black. I'm still blackity black, black, black. I'm still black on black on black on black. And this whole dark-skinned women hate light-skinned women because, no. What we don't like is the attitude that you have, that your complexion just automatically makes you attractive and better than everybody else. And I've had this conversation even with siblings of mine. Rob pointed out, hey, I don't like this person because of X, Y, and Z. Like, oh no, but they're still pretty and they're... The fuck is you looking at? There are people who don't look beyond complexion. And I say this all the time, especially with white people and white supremacists. That's why so many phenotypically Black people could passe blanche and still can to this day. Walter White, and I'm not talking about that Walter White. I'm talking about Walter White of the NAACP. Will sometimes be white, sometimes be Black. Y'all love the movie Queenie. But once again, let's segue into the older millennial because, well, he exists. Here's one of his latest takes. Take a look.
So Donald Trump's campaign manager just threatened me.
No, he didn't. But let's hear your bullshit reasoning.
In response to the immunity decision from the Supreme Court this morning, I said on Twitter, according to the Supreme Court, Biden can now send in SEAL Team 6 to take them all out. He could send in the military to take out Trump. He has immunity for official acts now.
Yeah, bro, you just advocated for the massacre of the Supreme Court and the assassination of Biden's political rival. That's not okay, dude. That's not something normal people do. But let's see what Trump's campaign manager actually said to you.
I guess the Trump campaign didn't like that very much because Trump's campaign manager, Chris LaCivita, responded to me by saying, expect a visit.
And?
Now, what do you think that means? Is the Trump campaign threatening me with a visit?
No, genius. He's saying the FBI is going to come visit you. He's saying expect a visit from the FBI or the Secret Service. You just advocated for the massacre of the Supreme Court. You just advocated for the murder of a political rival, a duly chosen representative of the Republican Party. You advocated for the president to murder them. So he's saying expect a visit from the government, because you cannot advocate for the murder of elected officials. You cannot advocate for the murder of political candidates. And you certainly cannot advocate for the murder of Supreme Court justices. You cannot possibly be so delusional to not recognize that's what you just did. Yes, you should expect a visit, Harry. You should expect a visit from the FBI and the Secret Service. Because the last person who advocated for the death of a political rival, the last person who advocated for assassinating a political candidate, the FBI kicked in his door and shot him 34 times. So yeah, expect a visit.
Is that true though? Was that the last person? No. The last person who advocated for any of that was Donald John Trump. And did Harry advocate for that? No. He said, now, I know it was a fear-mongering tactic because I've already broken this down for y'all 101 times, saying that under their logic, this is what could happen. Isn't this what Trump has put in all of his rally speeches? Isn't this what all of them have rallied behind and said this is what they wanted? And riddle me this. Trump isn't president. So the expect a visit, we know what that means because we know the expect a visit that was sent to Stormy Daniels after she testified. Did the FBI show up at her door? No. Was she doxxed? Yes. Was she harassed? Yes. But we're supposed to ignore that. And this is why I say they know that they're lying. And they know that they're lying to one another. They just expect the rest of us to blatantly buy their lies. But, and I know you're going to say, but Taz, there are melanated people out here fighting the good fight. But this is what propels them forward. Take a look.
African Americans get irritated at Myron from Fresh and Fit for the same reason why they get irritated at Tyler, who says, I'm colored. They don't like challenger continental Africans who come from the continent, go to the West, do well, and challenge their monopoly over the black voice in the world. But as America declines, African American influence in the world will also decline. They want to hold the microphone all the time and talk about systemic racism and police brutality. Fine, fair enough. We heard your story before. We supported Black Panthers. We supported the civil rights. We supported Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Farrakhan. But you are not the only people in the world who are victimized by Western imperialism. Look at Palestine. Look at Yemen. Look at Sudan.
And when have we excluded that? But did you notice that he referenced Myron from Fresh and Fit? Does Fresh and Fit sound familiar to you? The Fresh and Fit podcast, you know, Mr. Tate's podcast. When did anybody from that podcast claim to be Black? I'll wait. No. African Americans have an issue with Tyler, who knows that she benefits from colonization on the continent of Africa, but also wants to come over and benefit from the Black community here, because that dollar, that black dollar is powerful. Because if it wasn't, everybody wouldn't be trying to dip into it and collect it. See how that works? And yes, we realize that things extend beyond the United States, but we got to take care of home before we can take care of anything else. You know the saying, charity starts from home. Because if your home is a mess and disheveled, how are you going to properly advocate and move for change for other people when you haven't even guaranteed change for yourself? See, these talking points sound real good when you remove all of the context, all of the nuance, all of the intersectionality. They seem like great and wonderful things when you remove critical thinking and discernment. But you want to know why Black Americans keep holding the mic? Let me show you.
Guys, and this one looks freshly made. Like, all of this looks freshly made. Ooh, $15. Do you know what year this one is?
It's not super old,
Oh.
but it is all fabric and paper. I don't know if there's anything on the bottom. Looks
Oh
like
my
it
God,
said
it's a matching
67 on it.
And this one's the matching set with that one. Yeah, they should be together.
Actually, no. These are
They look the
salt and
same.
peppers.
Oh.
Yeah, they do.
And that one is just
Yep. This one's a little older. These are modern.
I like that. I don't know. There was a lot of white people next to me. I got nervous, so I said it was cute. Sorry.
Girl, you ain't gotta try to lie. I got nervous because I said it was cute because there was a lot of white people around there. But did y'all notice that he said this is a lot more modern? This isn't a set. Oh no, this is older. This is still paper. And no, it's not. No, it's not. We know how things age. We know how colors change because ink didn't have the same composition throughout the years as it does now. They're still making this shit to sell. When I say that Black people are still their greatest commodity, still their greatest money maker, I'm not fucking joking. And because they're still making these things, I promise you that event was not widely marketed. It was only marketed to certain people because they know that there are people and who is going to buy it. But racism died because we had a Black president, right? And see, people will watch that and get all in their feelings about what they see, and they're seeing and not listening. Because I can tell you, and I think she caught it at the end because she was realizing, oh shit, it's only white people here buying. And she realized, oh, I done made this video, or I've already started this live. I need a way out to differentiate myself from these other people. Oh, I got nervous because a white person was over here and I said I liked it. Baby, they're there because they liked it. You liking it is the but so many people miss that. They thought that she was fighting a good fight and she's on our side. No, she's not. No, she's not. You got to watch and listen. Listen and watch. Don't just hear. Because too many people hear for a rebuttal, but don't listen for comprehension. That's why I tell y'all so many times, don't react to this person, don't react to that person. And then people want to DM me like, oh, well, you didn't talk about this person. What is there to talk about, baby? Because even Miss Little, I wanted to say the N-word casually while cosplaying a trad wife, while being a single mother with no husband and having a job. She's going through a whole redemption arc and trying to rebrand herself now. Talking about we should all come together. We should all be. Let me borrow from the black people now. We should have farmers and educators, and because the racists didn't accept her because she tried too hard. They didn't feel she was authentic. Now, y'all remember the whole man versus bear conversation. The question was posed by a man because he thought that he was going to fish for compliments for men. Like, women wouldn't possibly choose the bear because we're so great. And now people are resurrecting that because white women. And if you think I'm joking, take a look at Miss Ariana Grande. I'm sorry, Grandy. I know she won't put a little oomph in her last name to make it seem like she's ethnic because she picked up the appropriation torch that Gwen Stefani kind of set down for a little bit. Here we go.
Years ago, before the Dahmer series, before it was in a Q&A with fans, with young fans. It was young fans at the time. It was like, I think it was like in between like me being Cat and pop stuff. So it was like a younger group. But it was with a parent. Someone said, if you could have dinner with anyone living or dead, who would it be? And I was like, oh, you're so cute. Who, mom and dad, is it okay if I give the real answer? And they were like, sure, I guess. What's the answer? And I was like, I mean, Jeffrey Dahmer's pretty fascinating. I think I would have loved to have met him.
Wow.
Like, you know, maybe with a third party or someone involved. But I have questions. I have a lot to, I don't know. I would love to. And the parents were like, we'll explain it later, sweetheart. And I was like, so I'll just sing problem and go.
Now, please tell me why a home wrecking straight white woman would need a third party for a man that she seems to be interesting who targeted gay black men. What danger would she be under? Even as a black woman, I know the black women that were interviewed. They all said he was not a danger to them. He had a thing for gay black men. Why would you need a third party? But what was so fascinating? What more did you need to know? But these are the same women that think that Ted Bundy was so sexy. That Wade Wilson, not Deadpool, so sexy with a swastika on his face and multiple swastikas on his body and multiple homages to Joker. And I know a lot of people are like, you know what? I want that Joker Harley Quinn love. Did you understand that? You should want that Harley Quinn Poison Ivy love, regardless of your sexual orientation, because that was actual respect and love. Joker was manipulation, toxic masculinity, and domestic abuse. And a horrific amount of mind games. And now all women, per usual, are being dragged in because white women love abuse. They think that the honeymooners are hashtag goals. And there are a lot of white men who believe that not respecting your wife, and it's rubbed off on other men of other races, ethnicities as well, that they believe that disrespecting, embarrassing, humiliating, or publicly humbling your woman is a way to show that you love her. It is not. Going after the most toxic man that's going to do the most horrific shit to you, they think that he's at the top of the patriarchal masculinity hierarchy. And it doesn't just stop with the men, because the whole Miss Reed case, people commenting under a post, like some comments I was able to catch and delete, some comments I just listed, like, oh, but she's so hot. The fuck? Why do y'all think murder and dismemberment is sexy? Y'all claim that I'm not fascist, I'm not a racist, but you know, the racists get my blood. These are the same people that'll tell you like political ideologies shouldn't keep you from your soulmate. How the fuck are you my soulmate if we can't agree that humans are humans? It's not about handsomeness, Arena. It's about the underlying power that he wields over other people. They're like, he would kill for me. No, bitch, he would kill you. He didn't kill motherfuckers that was coming after his woman. He killed his women. I dated someone years ago whose mother was insistent on lying about crossing paths with Ted Bundy. She was also insistent on lying about crossing paths with Marilyn Manson. She would have been like 3 months old when Marilyn Manson did legitimately pass through where she grew up at. She would have been 2 fucking months old. It's the power that's wielded. And they always want to believe that they're the different ones. They gonna be the different. He gonna protect me. He gonna let. No, the fuck he not. No, the fuck he not. Because even look at John Wayne Gacy. He didn't even protect his own family. There are motherfuckers who will kill somebody and bury them in the house and implicate you. That's not love. That's not giving you power, Booski. Now, I've done my best to try to educate people when it comes to the Heritage Foundation. Let's just roll it.
This is Kevin Roberts, and he is the CEO of the Heritage Foundation. Kevin Roberts is one of the driving forces behind Project 2025, which, if you're unfamiliar with it, believe me when I say, it is horrific. Recently, Project 2025 has been trending on Twitter again because the Heritage Foundation released some of their additional cuts that Republicans are proposing. And as y'all can see here behind me, if you are a veteran in America, if Project 2025 begins, you will be screwed. Now, I was on Twitter, and this tweet came across my timeline. This video of Kevin Roberts was attached to it, and I think everybody needs to see this.
Let me speak about the radical left. You and I have both been parts of faculties and faculty senates and understand that the left has taken over our institutions. The reason that they are apoplectic right now, the reason that so many anchors on MSNBC, for example, are losing their minds daily is because our side is winning. And so I come full circle in this response and just want to encourage you with some substance that we are in the process of the Second American Revolution, which will remain bloodless if the left allows it to be.
This is why Joe Biden has to win. Please believe me when I say this, y'all. I am being dead serious.
I have to stop it right there. I'm not going to do scare tactics. I'm not going to do bullshit. Once again, I have it on this platform in detail. You can go and watch it. But let me give you the Cliff Notes version. Since the 1980s, the Heritage Foundation has been putting out these things, their projects, their mandates. They used to call them mandates. Now they're calling them projects. Since Reagan. And every president, Democrat or Republican, because other parties, they wait to the last minute to want to throw a candidate out there and nobody has any substance behind their platform or anything to vote for them. It's futile. They've implemented things from their mandates and their projects, every single one of them. This is why they are in the position and the standing that they are now. And members of the Heritage Foundation have been also put into everybody's administration. Everybody's. From your least favorite to your favorite presidents since the 80s, they've been there. What Bill Clinton took the most pride in came from the Heritage Foundation. This is how we got to where we've gotten to. So this, if Joe Biden doesn't get into, do you think the fucking Heritage Foundation is going to just cease what they've previously been doing? The Heritage Foundation didn't want Trump. Now, the Heritage Foundation now has a bone to pick with Trump because their mandate before Project 2025 and why Project 2025 seems so radical and out of the box is because they have been slow walking us into this since the 1980s. Trump didn't properly implement anything because Trump was about Trump. And even though they had implants in his administration that they strongholded him in to get, he didn't follow their plan. So they had to up the ante and was like, okay, we got to take the stuff that we were going to do, the preemptive stuff, but we're not going to, we put this on the schedule. We got to keep to the schedule. So we got, and here we are. It really doesn't matter who's in fucking office if you put the wrong person in office. I need y'all to take a step back from Project 2025 at this point and go back and look at the last mandate. Because people were acting like when Project 2025, when they discovered it, like, oh, it was leaked online. It's not leaked. You can buy it. You can get it for free online. It's everywhere. It's like American Express. It's everywhere you want to be, in places even that you don't want to. Go look at the last mandate. Go look at the last mandate and compare it to Project 2025. You'll see what I'm telling you is the truth. They're going to stick to their fucking schedule. Now, yes, I often say that BB from Philly has Joey Rob's balls in a crossbody. He does. But that's also a part of the Heritage Foundation. Like, it's a matter of who is going to take it. No, it had nothing to do with COVID. Trump wasn't going to implement any of their shit regardless. And they knew that going in. That's why the writers and everything behind Project 2025 were established and the writing began ahead of their normal schedule. But you need people who are going to take the job descriptions seriously, who have a track record of taking their job descriptions seriously, who really are for the people, by the people. And you have to finally start learning who's in control of what and start holding people accountable. You want to dismantle the Heritage Foundation? Stop blaming the United States president for a global issue such as inflation. Stop blaming the United States. And I'm saying whoever is in office, stop acting like, oh, this stuff is only a problem when a certain party's president is in. First of all, this is not a sporting event. This is not your favorite team versus somebody else's favorite team. Politicians are supposed to do what's best for the populace, and it's time you remind them of that. Price increases when you go to retail establishments is because of the CEOs, the COOs, and the CFOs of those companies. Hold them accountable. Especially in 2024, where you get options where you can get your food from anywhere and everywhere. Start utilizing those options. Start calling them on their bullshit. Start asking them to price match. Because there was a point in time where lines were backed up because people were sitting there going line by line. I got this right here. Price match it. It's just easier. You know that you closer to me than them. Price match it to take it off my bill. They're quicker to price match. And then you'll see in a couple days that price is the same. Stop blaming the president for gas prices. No control over that. Realize what's a congressional power over a presidential power. Because they're banking on your ignorance and your laziness to continue to push forward. This is how we got to Project 2025. They were hiding in plain sight. They legitimately put the information out there. So even if you decide to, like, oh, let's do a class action suit, how? They can say, we told the public what we were doing. We didn't hide it. All of the presidents allowed us to do it. They voted the presidents in. And we didn't hide what we did, and they didn't. You just didn't pay attention. You don't pay attention until you feel like something is kicking your door in and you don't realize every political move affects you. Every bit of legislation affects you. Every lie told affects you. Do you get it now? Y'all want to keep having conspiracy theories regarding that party and this person over here. It all affects you. Instead of you arguing about if Marjorie Taylor Greene is a butch built body bitch, maybe think about the fact that she's sitting on Capitol Hill, regardless of where she comes from. She now has control over something in your life. Hold her accountable. Especially, and I've been screaming this for a year and a half. They all need your votes right now. Make them do the work. Y'all got jokes about Joe Biden being out of it. The man is fucking old. He's under a bunch of stress. Y'all want him to have immediate responses to campaign shit like he ain't got a full fucking job with overtime that we need him to do. Call on these motherfuckers because, truth be told, POTUS is a figurehead with limited power. Ask yourself why our Congress people aren't aging rapidly, because they ain't doing shit for us. And we're sitting back like, okay, well, the Supreme Court's illegitimate. What you gonna do about it? Are you hounding your representative to impeach these bitches? When the confirmation hearings were going on, what was you doing? Oh, you was having a bunch of think pieces online because that made you money. What's that money doing for you now? Your dollar ain't going no fucking where. Y'all want to make all this money for your money not to go any fucking where because you won't stand behind and stand on business. You want to make fun of the French, but the French are like, you know what? I'll even put my shit where my money is. But y'all love it because y'all love to just give them ratings. Just like this.
Hey there guys, hope you're all doing great. Do y'all want to see a video of Senator Marco Rubio really stepping in it? And I mean harder than he has in quite a bit. Of course you do. During the recent debacle of a presidential debate, Donald Trump made references to migrants taking quote-unquote black and Hispanic jobs. Marco Rubio, former Trump critic turned Trump meat writer, was asked about what he said, and he definitely did not rehearse his answer nearly as much as he should have.
Can you clarify that? And then I want to ask you specifically, Donald Trump said when it comes to the U.S. border, they're taking black jobs. He was talking about migrants taking black jobs. What is a black job?
Okay. Well, a couple things. First of all, you know what he meant by that, okay? He meant jobs that are filled by African Americans in America and others, Americans in general, but the question in specific was about black voters. He didn't ask that question, the moderators did, and so he segued into the impact that it's had on black voters, and that is very simple. When you flood a country with millions of people, you're going to have more competition for work. You are, and those workers are willing to do it at a lower wage. And that you see that in some of the fields like construction and trades. It impacts Hispanic communities as well. On your first question, look, the United States didn't invade Iraq. Ukraine. The United States didn't come across. Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. Finish.
No. You were going to ask me something.
I wanted to clarify on what you were just saying about black jobs. You seem to be saying these are low-wage jobs.
No, they're not low-wage jobs. These are working-class jobs.
You talk about migrants taking low-wage jobs, and
African American
about
workers.
black voters.
No, what I said is that migrants are willing to come in and do it at a lower wage. They are, because they are willing to take work at a lower wage than an American would, and as a result, they get hired and not the American. And that is something that people have talked about for a long time. I didn't make that up. I'm not the first person to make that observation.
Bro, that I mean, wow. In no way, shape, or form did that make what Trump said sound any better. Now, that video was attached to this tweet. If y'all can, pause the video and read it real quick. It is amazing to me how racist Republicans will be while denying racism takes place in America. Also, real quick, why is it that Republicans, be it politicians or just supporters, when they are asked about something that Donald Trump said that we all know sounds very sus, why is their automatic response, "Oh, you know what he meant"? Like, no, I have an idea as to what he meant. I think I know what he meant. I want to know what you think. I feel like I could go on about this for so long. Like, what kind of jobs are illegal immigrants really getting, right? Manual labor, landscaping, construction, working on cars, stuff like that, right? Obviously, there are outliers, but y'all get the point. What are these black jobs that they are stealing? Racism is not just rampant in the Republican Party, it has become a foundational building block of the Republican Party, and this is just another example.
Now, let us not forget, let our memories not be as short as Republicans, specifically Republicans in Florida, have been when Ron DeSantis decided to wage war on certain immigrants. Y'all remember the videos of them trying to train white people to do those jobs, right? Now, I know everybody grabbed hold onto the black jobs, but they said black and Hispanic. But people coming from Latin America would be Latino. And black as a race, Latino and Hispanic are ethnicities. You catch what I'm putting down? They're just assuming that all of us have low wage, low skill, according to them, jobs. Now, I don't know what job you can have that is low skill or no skill. And then to have someone of recent immigrant descent when I tell y'all they know that they're lying and they're willing to lie because all of the liars are going to pat each other on the back and just propel their lies out to the atmosphere because they think that the rest of us are going to buy it. They still think that it's 1922 and they can borrow us from the libraries, from technology, from everything else, even though they're on the same social media platforms that it takes data or Wi-Fi in order to be on. The mindset never changes because the lesson plan for indoctrination hasn't changed. Well, that's our show for tonight. If you have not checked out the blog Camp Taz, link is in the bio here and on TikTok. Make sure you check it out and check us out over on Spotify. As always, thank you for joining me here. And as always, each one teach one, each one reach one.